I remember the smell of hot asphalt before I remembered the gunshot. Oil, dust, old rain baked into the road. The city was loud, but my world had narrowed to one man, one badge, one trembling finger wrapped around a trigger. Neil. The word cracked like a whip. I looked down at my jacket. Faded olive, the stitching on the shoulder torn, a relic from another life, from a war no one wanted to remember until it stood in front of them, breathing. Hands behind your head, I complied, slowly, deliberately. I'd learned long ago that speed makes cowards nervous. People had gathered, phones were out, always are. The cop's eyes kept flicking to the insignia half hidden beneath the fray. He didn't recognize it, but it scared him. That was enough. "You think you're some kind of hero?" he spat. I said nothing. Silence is a weapon if you know how to hold it. He shoved me down. My knee hit the pavement, bone against concrete, sharp, clean pain. The barrel kissed my forehead. Cold steel. No hesitation now. That was the moment I understood something very clearly. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was execution, dressed up as procedure. The trigger pulled. I didn't feel the bullet, because it never came. The sound everyone remembers, the click, that hollow, traitorous sound, was drowned out by something much louder, a low-frequency hum, a vibration that rolled through the street like distant thunder. Phones buzzed, car alarms screamed, traffic lights blinked out, then back on, cycling colors too fast to track. The cop froze. I smiled. 1 minute earlier, a dead man. 1 minute later, the military grid lit up like a Christmas tree. They had no idea who they'd just tried to kill. I tell this now as a confession, not because I regret it, but because truth deserves witnesses. Revenge, when done right, isn't loud, it's precise, and it always starts long before the betrayal reveals its teeth. I wasn't always invisible. There was a time they knew my name, spoke it carefully, trusted me with secrets that could bend nations. I built systems that never slept, networks that could breathe, adapt, think. I designed redundancies so deep that even sabotage would look like coincidence. They called me a patriot. I believed them. The military trusted me with its nervous system, the grid that powered satellites, bases, defense arrays. Everything with a pulse ran through something I touched. I wore that jacket back then, new, unfaded, a symbol. And I had a partner, the CEO. We'd built the private defense firm together, 2 minds, 1 vision. He was the face, I was the spine. We drank together, planned futures together. He met my wife, shook my hand at her funeral. "I've got you," he said then. Always. Men lie best when they think you're broken. The betrayal didn't come with drama, no shouting, no confrontation, just silence. My access revoked, my name scrubbed from documents I'd authored, my retirement trust restructured. He called it modernization. "You're outdated," he hissed across a glass desk months later. "We're done here." I nodded, calm, controlled, understood. That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights. He didn't know the trust owned 76% of the company. He'd never asked. He assumed I was finished. Assumptions kill faster than bullets. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. One question echoed through the room. Who just fired the man who owns us? But corporate revenge wasn't enough. He'd sold more than my position. He'd sold me out. Contracts leaked. Designs transferred. Foreign interests sniffing around systems they had no right to touch. The grid I'd built was being carved up like a corpse. I watched quietly, collected evidence, logged timestamps, recorded handshakes no one thought mattered. Pain sharpened into focus. Betrayal burns, but it also clarifies. I moved assets, established legal choke points, planted kill switches disguised as maintenance updates. Everything I did was clean, lawful, invisible. By the time anyone noticed, it was too late, and then came the street, the jacket, the cop, a man with a badge who thought power lived in his hand. He never pulled the trigger again, because the moment the grid flickered, command phones rang, secure lines lit up, panic spread through rooms with no windows. They traced the anomaly in seconds, my fingerprint, not a hack, not an attack, an authentication. I hadn't broken in, I'd never left. They took me in, gently this time, different uniforms, different eyes. "Sir," one of them said, voice tight, "we need to talk." I stood. The cop who'd tried to kill me couldn't meet my gaze. Good. In a black room, I laid it out, the betrayal, the theft, the risk. I didn't threaten, I informed. By dawn, arrests were made, accounts frozen, stock halted. The CEO watched it all unfold from a screen in his penthouse, whiskey shaking in his hand. I was there when they knocked. I didn't gloat. I didn't need to. Now the jacket hangs in my closet again, more faded than before, still intact. So am I. Justice doesn't always wear a uniform. Sometimes it kneels in the street, waits for the trigger, and reminds the world who really holds the power. I sleep well now. No regrets. Only silence.